Hey, happy countdown to live challenge workshop. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, dropping a penguin, letting go of a penguin, because today's top 20 biggest business, mostly life and business lessons that I've learned over the last 47 years in business, and 25 of those years plus in corporate America. One of the biggest lessons that I've learned is about letting go strategies, I call it. And letting go of not just penguins, but letting go of people, letting go of jobs, letting go of opportunities, letting go of businesses, letting go of people that were not good for me anymore. Letting go of all kinds of stuff, primarily the stuff that goes on in between our two ears, the stuff that goes on in our head, the mindset stuff. And all of it is things that we need to let go of. We need to primarily let go of the past. The past does not equal the future. And a lot of times we get mired in the stuff that we're seeing going on in our life right now and in what a lot of people call reality. Now, one thing I've learned about reality is that each of us have our own. We each have our own version of reality. What's real to me is totally different than what was real to my ex-husband, that's real to my kids, that's real to you and everybody else that will ever hear me say this or hear anybody else say it. Our reality is based on the culmination of all of the experiences that we've ever had. That is what shapes and forms our reality. It's why 100 different people can watch and witness the exact same event, and if you interviewed all 100 people, you would get 100 different versions of what happened. Of course, there'd be a lot of similarities, but there's going to be so many differences. Sometimes you'll wonder if the 100 people actually observed the same exact event, depending on how they describe it, depending on how you ask the questions, all kinds of variables. But the point is, we all have vastly different experiences in our life. Therefore, our experience of reality is very, very different from one another. Now, what does this have to do with letting go strategies? Well, all of us, through those experiences, have picked up beliefs, and our beliefs are just things that we think a lot, right? Thoughts that we think over and over and over again form our beliefs, or thoughts that we have during a significantly emotional experience get trapped in and become our beliefs. So, I was going to give an example, but I'm not going to, because it doesn't shed a great light on somebody I love. Let me see if I can come up with a quick example of this. I'll give a personal example. When I was in high school, one of my best friends used to call me fat and ugly. And he did it in a joking way, and it was because he actually had a crush on me and we liked each other. But every day for a couple of years, he would call me fat and ugly in front of other people. And as much as I didn't believe it, that started to chip away at me, and it led to, later on in life, all kinds of self-esteem issues, and underlying, I didn't realize it at the surface, but underlying confidence in my appearance and faith and belief in myself issues and challenges. And at some point, when I wanted to achieve some goals and objectives, like get a job, go to college, things like that, I needed, like, going to college wasn't a big deal, but later on, through some things that happened in college, it chipped away at my self-esteem, and I wanted to get a job out of college. I wanted to get a really good job out of college, and so I needed to get over that. So I had to figure out ways that I could let go of that underlying false belief, because it wasn't really false. I mean, not gorgeous, but I wasn't fat and ugly either. So I needed to let that go. So over the years, and a lot of other things like that, we all have beliefs like that that we get, and we don't know necessarily where they all come from, and that belief probably came from other people besides my friend, but I clearly remember that as one of the things that caused that belief to take hold. So I needed to let go of that, and over the years, other things have happened to me, other experiences that were people would consider bad. I mean, I got fired. I had a super duper bad business partner who did crazy stuff that you couldn't even imagine. And some of that stuff I had to realize, okay, this isn't really about me at all. It's about them. But how do I not feel bad about it and like I played a part in it? So I've actually done a couple series of fun ways to let go of things. And one particular time, probably 8-9 years ago now, I was having a really bad time with some stuff. And so I did, I think, 8 or 9 different ways to let go of something. So one of the things I did was I wrote on Post-it notes what the false belief was, and I burned it. I burned it in a little can. I wrote that same false belief on a mirror, and then I sprayed it away with cleaning supplies, and I wiped it off. I wrote the same false belief in the sand down by the river, and I let the water wash it away. I wrote it on toilet paper and I flushed it down the toilet. I mean, fun things like that that helped me to let go of that belief that wasn't true anyway. And I believe the one I demoed through video, and I actually did videos of it back, I think, probably maybe on YouTube. I don't remember. I'd have to go look them up, but I still have them somewhere on a fob, right, on a USB drive. But there were all these weird ways that I used to let go of this false belief, and I recorded them, so if I wanted to, I could go back and watch them again and say, because guess what? One thing about letting things go and letting a belief go, later on, even though we think that we've let it go once and for all, something will trigger it and it'll come roaring back to us. And the good thing about when it comes roaring back after we've let it go consciously is it doesn't come back with the full force of emotion that it used to have on us. I think I did, I'm not good enough, or I'm not good, yeah, I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve, I think it was I'm not good enough. And I did all those different things to let that go, because one of the things that holds many of us back, almost everybody has this underlying, either now they call it online, it's called imposter syndrome. I never heard of imposter syndrome until I came online, but like imposter syndrome is just feeling like you're not good enough to do something that you want to do. Well, if you want to do it, we can figure out how to do anything and everything, right? If you want to do it, then you can do it. You'll figure out how to make it happen and how to do it. So letting go. I would love to share some of those letting go strategies with y'all. If you're interested, let me know, and I will dig out some of those recordings and we'll share them, because they were pretty funny. And it was a fun way to take a significantly emotional time and just start taking the emotion out of it, taking the emotional charge out of it, so that it didn't have a negative impact on me, and then I could fill it with something that worked for me and felt better in my life. So there's a personal example of letting go strategies. So we need to let things that no longer serve us go. And guess what? We all have them. I don't care who you are, if you're Oprah, Tony Robbins, Donald Trump, I don't know, whoever you think of or can imagine as a big successful person, guess what? Every human being on the planet has fears. Every human being on the planet has false beliefs and beliefs about themselves that just aren't true, that they've been carrying around probably for their entire life. So we want to make sure that we're letting go of those things. And again, will they rear their ugly head? Absolutely, positively, they will. But it doesn't mean we have to let them rule us. So that is day 7, lesson 7, countdown number 7 of the top 20 biggest lessons that I've learned so far throughout my life, because I hope I keep learning lessons. Leading up to, it's just a week away. Actually, it's exactly a week away. A week from today, the Live Challenge Workshop. And in that, you are going to learn how to overcome any personal challenges that you have and use challenges to attract the people and the things that you want to yourself in days, not years. I've been using challenges for decades now to get what I want faster and easier than I, in many instances, thought possible, but then other people ever thought possible. I mean, I've done things throughout my life and throughout my career that other people look at and they just shake their head and they're like, how the hell did she do that? I mean, I've actually heard people say, how the hell did you do that? And then I would say, this is how I did it. And they'd be like, really? That's it? And I'd be like, yes, it's that easy. So I'm going to teach you that process in 5 days in a 5-day free challenge from Monday, March 23rd to Friday, March 27th. And also within that, we are going to be doing a scavenger hunt for 10 days. It's going to be a 10-day scavenger hunt that you get a clue every day in the Thrive Challenge group. You have to join the Thrive Challenge group because that's where the clues will be. And then if you enter the unscrambled clue by April 1st at midnight, you'll be entered in a drawing for a $25,000 value grand prize. And I'm super excited about that. I'm super excited to give that away. One person, it is guaranteed to change their life. So you want to make sure that you participate and enter in that. It'll be super easy, guys. I'm giving you a visual clue every day. I've already created the scavenger hunt and already made the clues. So every day in the group, I'll post the clue, and you'll have to go to this group and look for it, right? You go get the clue, then at the end of the 10, you'll take the 10, you'll unscramble it, and then you'll enter that by midnight, April 1st, in order for a chance to win that grand prize. And I'm super excited. Somebody's going to be stoked, I think, to get that. I know, I'm stoked to give it away. And then we've got other participation prizes for every day. Okay, one thing I've learned, and I don't know that I've even, let me see, let me check, let me see if I've talked about it. Grab my magnifying glass on day 9. Yes, I did talk about it. On day 9, just 2 days ago, I talked about doing one thing a day to move you toward what it is that you want. There is so much power in doing one thing a day, one little thing a day. Sometimes it'll be a big thing, sometimes it'll be a little thing to move you toward what it is that you want. And this one thing a day means I'm going to make you do an action item every day throughout the challenge. Throughout the 5-day challenge, every day you'll have an activity that you do. And why are you going to do that? So that at the end of the 5 days, you have got your own results getting challenge ready to rock and roll. Whether it's a challenge to get a result for yourself in the next 5-day period, or how many ever days you think it's going to take you to get that result, or whether it's to attract something to your business. Maybe you want to attract more customers to your business. That's the most popular thing and the most common thing people want for their business, is they want to attract new business and more people to their business. And so that's the most common challenge that people do. And so I'm going to teach you how to do that too. We're going to show you step by step, A to Z, exactly how to do that, so that you know how, and that you can do it for your business and for your life. Especially now. Now is the perfect time to be doing that. So, one thing a day for 20 days. Guess what? If you were to listen to these lessons, you would just have saved yourself 47 years of trial and error and mistakes. Just if you actually listen and get these and say, okay, well, how does that apply to my life? Right? Easy peasy. All right, that's it. That's all I've got today. I will put the link to the group in the comments below. I will be recording on the page, and I will explain during the challenge why I record on the page, the Thrive Challenge page, which is what I'm recording on right now, and that's how you found it. And then I will also explain then why I bring people to the private group, and why we share our homework. And we share our homework in the group so that we can have a more tight-knit private group. Only the people that are participating get to see and give feedback on the answers and the things that we share. One thing, another lesson, which is not in my top 20, but I learned a long time ago, is only take advice and feedback from people who either are doing or have done what you want to do. It's really interesting. When I first went on and started doing Facebook Lives, and I know my Facebook Lives are pretty bad, right? But everybody was giving me feedback on them, and I still get feedback on them from people like my sisters that have never done a video in their life, or have never done a Facebook Live in their life, yet they're giving me feedback on it. So guess what I do with that feedback? I listen, I thank them, and then I just keep doing what I'm going to do anyway, right? Because I don't take advice and feedback from people that have never done what I'm going to do, right? Or what I'm trying to do. Only from people that have actually done it. That is a super good piece of advice, by the way. And I don't think that it's definitely not in my top 20, but it probably could or should be. I don't know. And maybe you could work it into one of the top 20, but it isn't specifically on there. So there's a bonus top 20 lessons learned for you. All right. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow with day 6 of our countdown to the Live Challenge Workshop.